The latter half of the 19th century saw a dramatic rise in the popularity of patent medicines. Often sold on the back pages of newspapers, these tonics promised to fix a wide variety of diseases including chronic pain, headaches, female complaints, and kidney trouble. In time, all of these false fixes began to be referred to as snake oil. Today, in the information or digital age, we are witnessing the same phenomenon. It is just that instead of medical tonics, we have financial tonics. Tonics that fix financial diseases. They are known as cryptocurrencies. These tonics promise to fix a wide variety of diseases including inflation, banking crises, wealth redistribution, trust in authorities, loss of value, and so on. And although medical tonics from the 19th century could at least offer something to people as they contained omega-3 acids that help reduce inflammation, cryptotonics offer literally nothing. They are pure scams. One just writes a computer program, comes up with some protocol with a preferred supply of their crypto tonic, and offers it to the public. And literally no one who gets this tonic can do anything with it except dumping it on someone else. If you would want to create a perfect scam, it would be cryptocurrency. You swindle people out of their stuff by offering them nothing except means or platforms where they can dump your crypto tonic on someone else. It is a scammer's dream come true. There are now more than 23,000 of these tonics, with over 320 million users worldwide. The bait to get people to buy these tonics is false advertising. And that false advertising is right in their names. They are called currencies. This suggests they are some kind of alternative to fiat currencies. For example, that they fix problems of these currencies, such as inflation. Given that today, more than 90% of fiat currencies are balances in bank ledgers, and given that cryptotonics are also balances in ledgers, that is, in blockchain ledgers, the story goes that this makes them somehow similar to fiat currencies. But if we examine them even at the most basic level, the whole story falls apart and reveals cryptotonics as pure scams. Not only that they cannot fix inflation, but they are the problem of inflation in its full extent. Let's now demonstrate this by putting them side to side with fiat currencies. Suppose that a fiat issuer creates a balance of 100,000. The balance is created by granting a loan to an individual. Let's call that individual Bob. If instead of Bob we have a government, the balance is created by purchasing government bonds. After Bob got the balance, he trades it with the public to get valuable things, such as goods, services, or labor. The balance in that way enters market circulation where market participants trade it further. At first sight, this looks like a scam. The issuer created the balance out of thin air and then Bob got valuable things for it. A day before, Bob had nothing and now he maybe has a brand new car. But it is not a scam. Why? Well, because that balance is a loan. It is a liability of Bob. Which means that he must return it to the bank through loan repayments. And to be able to do that, he must trade his valuable things with the public that holds the balance. In that way, Bob returns valuable things to the public. Then he can pay his loan. This of course happens incrementally, with monthly loan repayments. Again, if instead of Bob we have a government, the government accepts the balance as a tax payment to be able to repay the bond debt. This is how the government returns valuable things to the public. Because obviously, being able to pay your tax obligation is valuable. As we can see, in fiat currencies, valuable things are first taken from the public but they are returned in the future due to loan repayments. Balances are indeed created out of thin air, but they are later destroyed with negative entries in the ledgers. That means they are just an auxiliary means in the process of borrowing valuable things from the public. And now let's see what is the problem of inflation in this process. Inflation occurs when too many loans have been granted, so there is a discrepancy between balances and valuable things. Consequently, Bob will return less such things to the public than he took when the balance was created. And that is the essence of the inflation problem. Prior to destroying it, a balance returns less valuable things to the public than it took when it was created. We can say that this is a kind of scam that fiat currencies have. If Bob got 2 apples for 1 unit of balance when that balance was created, but then, when the balance was destroyed, he only returned 1 apple per unit, this indeed looks like some sort of a swindle. Cryptocurrencies are advertised to fix this problem. But let's now see what they actually do. Suppose that a crypto issuer creates the same balance as the fiat issuer. Unlike fiat balance, that balance is not created as a loan. Instead, it goes directly to the market as a trade for electricity that the public must spend to maintain the ledger in the process of the so-called crypto mining. So a valuable thing in the form of electricity was taken from the public, and now the balance is traded further on the market, just like the fiat balance. But now comes the key point. That crypto balance never leaves the market. There is no negative entry in the ledger of the issuer to destroy the created balance. This part is completely missing. Those who got valuable things after the balance was created will return nothing to the public. And that is the crux of the scam. If fiat currencies have a scam component called inflation, where less valuable things are returned than taken, cryptocurrencies are exactly that scam, but in its full extent. Because crypto balances return literally nothing to the public. If you thought that Venezuela had a big inflation problem, then say hi to cryptocurrencies. They are the inflation problem expanded to infinite proportions. Let's now briefly see how crypto scams work in practice. The scammers first spend little to no electricity to mine balances. Because that is how the whole scam is designed. It is designed so that initially, a minuscule cost of electricity creates big balances. The scammers then publicly advertise these balances as some kind of financial salvation, and something superior or alternative to fiat currencies. Finally, when the public bites the bait and pushes the prices up, the scammers simply dump their balances to get valuable things or real currencies. And of course, the whole thing is anonymous, so no one actually knows how many addresses with how big balances the issuers initially created for themselves. If one would want to create a perfect scam, it would be this. Cryptocurrencies are a scammer's dream come true. They are tools for swindling valuable things and real currencies from the public. If pyramid and Ponzi schemes are scams, then cryptocurrencies are at the top. And in comparison to snake oil from the 19th century, they are not something that has small curing efficiency or placebo effect. They are pure poison. They are snake oil that kills its victims.